Hello, it's Sunday, it's 8 p.m, 9 p.m. Central European time. It is ESC Fan TV. Welcome to those people that have hopped across from the Iceland Serbia show. If you haven't already watched it, give it an hour, watch us on catch up. It's like having your own personal iPlayer, isn't it, on YouTube? We are here to discuss all things Melodifestivalen, and I have a Facebook worth of veteran faces, shall we say, old hands, ready to let loose on these Melfest songs. First of all, let's go straight to Stu. Hey Stu, you right?
Hey Tom, how you doing?
Great to see you again. It's been a while.
It has, yeah. We said on the last show, 5 years you and I have been doing this. It's weird. First time this season we've done something together.
Yay!
Well, that we can talk about on camera, that is.
Also joining us, we've got Sean. Good evening, Sean.
Hello, everybody. I hope you're all well. Nice to be back. Thanks for having me. Melfest, semi-final 5. How exciting. Controversial as well.
Fabulous. We also have everybody's favourite Australian. It's Troy. Good evening, Troy.
Hello, lovelies. Good morning, Australia. Good God, Melfest was a controversial last night. How can we do what they did?
We've got a whole hour to discuss it. I think we'll be fine. Speaking of country sweetheart, we have Belgian sweetheart there. We have Alina. Good evening, Alina.
Thanks for having me. Looking forward to talking about Sweden and Melodifestivalen. Like, is there any better way?
There is no better way to spend a Sunday evening than discussing Melfest. And speaking of someone who also loves discussing Melfest, it's Elliot. Good evening, Elliot.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, been away for a little while. And also, veteran hands. Did you just call us all old, Tom? I mean, I know I've just had a birthday, but Jesus.
Are you in your 30s, Elliot?
Sadly, yes.
So in gay years, you're ancient. So there we go. We're fine.
What does that make you then, Tom?
What does it make Sean? That's the question.
You cheeky cow. Oh.
But do you know what? We're all veterans here. Guys, I'm really looking forward to spending the next hour or so just talking through everything Melfest. Let's go straight in. Let's get started. Guys, don't forget, by the way, get involved in the chat room. Stu's in the chat room this evening. He's going to love talking to each and every one of you. James Ashton, eat your heart out. Right, okay, guys, let's take a look, first of all, at last night's Melfest losers. There we go. Some stunning entries there. Let's go straight. Let's get the spotlight on. Let's thrust Elliot straight into the spotlight. Elliot, what were your thoughts on love it. What were your thoughts on last night's losing contestants?
I think as a whole, this is probably the strongest heat as a collective of 6. So next year, Sweden spread your songs out, because I think you could have argued at least 4 of these could have. 4 or 5 could have advanced in different heats. I really liked Chelsea. I knew it had no hope, unfortunately, just looking what it was against. But Afrobeat sort of like nice summer song. I really liked it. I really liked the performance. Someone did say she just stole the LED from Blanca's song last year, though, which she said that I couldn't unsee it. But as a performance, I really, really, really did love it. Elecktra, camp, fun, drag queen, nice colours, bright blue LED lights, really liked it. was a lot of fun. Yeah, could she sing? Not tremendously, but was it a lot of fun? Yes. Jay Smith hated it. I do not, I've said this before, I do not like this sort of moonshine country music. I like it a bit more melodic, and it's just sort of country music that makes me think of a dive bar in Tennessee, and I hate it. I really do not like the song, which is a shame because it's wrote by Smith and Tell, who are huge Swedish acts. They're a huge Swedish duo who people have asked for years to do Melodifestivalen, and this is the closest I'm going to get. No, Alina, it's not. And then Annika actually is my favorite of the 30 songs, alongside Scarlet. This is my personal favorite of the year. Loved her voice, loved her performance, just hated what she was wearing. The dress stopped at a weird angle. It looked like she was last in line to get changed, and yeah, then she had these weird half sleeves which all just got stuck. Yeah, but the song itself has been brilliant. I've listened to it a lot. So if I could have had my own way, I would have put Chelsea over Jay last night, but as of these 4 songs, pretty decent, to be fair. I enjoyed it.
Hey, pleased you enjoyed it. I mean, I'm gonna have to bring Alina here. Alina, is there anything wrong with a Tennessee bar playing some country music? Maybe
I
getting
don't
the
think
Jack
so.
Daniels out?
I think there's something wrong with Elliot's music taste, though. No, I really liked it one, the Back to My Roots, but it was missing something for me. I can't pinpoint what, but I did like it. I could listen to it like maybe in a few months and still like it. So yeah, the other ones, the Chelsea with Controlla, I thought it was boring at the beginning, and then it built it up a bit, but it didn't have a wow factor for me. And the Elecktra one, like I loved the beginning with the feathers, and I liked the song, but the voice wasn't matching the song for me. I don't know if it was the person or just the song that didn't match the voice, but I was like, I really like it, but don't like the voice. And Annika Wickihalder with lights, I was just not a fan of the dress, and I think she could have done something more powerful than what she did.
Hey, thanks, Alina. Yeah, do you know what? I think you're right. She could have potentially been a bit more powerful last night. It might have had an impact. I mean, let's swing across to Troy. Troy, when it comes to our Melfest losers, are there any this week that really should have actually got through to the final instead?
Not really. I mean, Elecktra, you've got to have, I know this sounds bad, but you've got to have your token interesting. What can you put? Don't know. But she ranked where she was going to always, unfortunately. So, as everyone said, her voice was not anything worth it. The one thing that I was disappointed was that Annika didn't go straight through. Yeah, okay, her outfit may not be suitable. She may be storing it up for the grand final. Who knows? But Jay, no, it was all too close. And as Elliot said, I think SVT need to look at what they were doing. But who knew that it was going to be this close in the 5th semi-final?
This is very true. Although I'll tell you someone who probably knew it was going to be this close. It's the Melfest Oracle himself. It's Sean. Sean, I mean, I think Troy's got a great point there, because the vote last night was incredibly close. I mean, like literally, the 2 that lost didn't just lose. The 2 that didn't make it through even to the second chance bit were never, there wasn't even a in the final vote, if they get 12 points, if the voting goes back to front, they'll get through. It was just a no-no. And why do you think that was?
Well, I don't know. I mean, the thing is, Jay Smith's got a whole host of fans over in Sweden. He won Swedish Idol in 2010. And so if you think about it, all his fans would have been there already watching that. So you know, Marcus and Martinus were always going to go through, sailing through, especially with that song and performance. We'll talk about that later. You know, and Medina, again, I was in the audience, was it last year? I can't remember now. It's all a bit of a blur when they were performing the song in the grand final. And their songs are massive anthems, and they just rock the stadium, and the atmosphere is electric. And that comes through on the screen as well. So I think it was an obvious result for the, you know, the two that went through. As for the ones that didn't, Chelsea, it was okay. It was good. It was nothing special. To be honest, anything after Marcus Martinez's performance was going to be a damp squid. Let's face it. It really, really was. Jay Smith, again, that's not my cup of tea, much like Elliot. It's not my kind of music, but he has got a lovely voice. You can't deny that. It was a well-performed song. Elecktra. What the? I mean, I'm not familiar with Elecktra or her work before, her performances, or whatever she's done before. And it started off in the intro was like, oh, this is really promising, this. And then she opened her mouth. And I mean, me and Ian looked at each other and went, what was that? We just did not expect the really deep voice coming out of Elecktra. It was kind of like, remember Divine from the 80s? It was almost like Divine's balls had dropped. I mean, it was really, really low, wasn't it? I didn't expect it. I don't think the voice suited the track at all, unfortunately. If another artist had performed that, it might have been a whole lot better. But yeah, the star of the night for me, was definitely Annika Wickihalder, because I thought it was a big surprise. I wasn't expecting that song. I thought it was an amazing performance. She's got a cracking voice. I don't mind what she's wearing, to be honest. If she wants to wear something different in final, I'm not really bothered about that. It's not a big issue. It's a song for me in the performance, and I thought it was magic, and she thoroughly deserved to get through to the final quali round, which we'll obviously talk about at length very shortly.
Oh yes. Obviously, I mean, Elecktra was as much of a surprise to me as you. I mean, I'm just looking at the scores now. I mean, Annika was 3 points away. I mean, literally matched Medina the whole way through last night, which was, you know, quite something, really. Let's go to Stu. Stu, what are the chat room saying about all this?
Oh, who cares? Let's just talk about the songs at hand first, Tom. Chelsea Muco, Controlla, Afrobeat at its best, no personality on stage. Sorry, Chelsea, you've got to bring something better than just standing there smiling to a Melfest stage. Yeah, it just didn't work. I actually thought it was really good, uplifting and fun. But you honestly have to have confidence when you're competing against this many good entries over 6 nights in Sweden. I enjoyed it though. I thought it was all right. But yeah, you could tell she was an inexperienced performer. It really showed. It was really lacking, unfortunately, for me in that performance element. Jay Smith, back to my roots. Who doesn't like light country pop on a Saturday night? Everyone. But it turns out Sweden do. So, you know, it's really interesting to see how. What the hell was Elliot doing on screen? Piss off.
Because I don't like it. If it was Lisa Miskovsky, yeah, it's not like Lisa Miskovsky 2 years ago, Best to Come. That was a good country song. This wasn't.
You know what? Actually, if you go and listen to it again, you'll hear elements of Tracy Chapman's Fast Car in it. It's really interesting how the melody is quite similar. Annika, I don't know if I can pronounce her surname. Wickihalder.
Oh, go on, have a go.
With the song Light. I actually thought this was a really good entry. Really, really strong. And I loved the performance of it. I gave me goosebumps. I really like someone standing on stage and just belting out something with real passion right down the camera lens. That's how you perform a song, Chelsea. Sorry, I'd liked your song, but yeah. And Annika knew how to deliver an entry. And it's so, so important. Right. I've saved the best till last. Elecktra. Banne. What the hell is going on in Sweden? Seriously. 2,624 entries submitted to Sweden this year. 2,624. And we end up with this. honestly, it was the worst entry I've ever heard in Melfest ever by some distance. As Sean said, starts off promising. You've got clear shades of After Dark, La Dolce Vita. And then after about 3 seconds, it goes south, and it's never gone more south. It was so bad. So bad. I'm embarrassed for Sweden that they put this through. It's not even remotely funny at this point. And it just was dreadful from start to finish. I'm really sorry if anyone disagrees. I'm sure there are people that loved it, but it really was the pits. And I've never said that on one of these broadcasts ever before. I was so angry listening to this song. I literally wanted to turn the television off. It was that bad. Anyway, you asked me the question, what did the chat room think? Basically, everything that I didn't. They loved it. They loved Elecktra. Of course they did. Of course the chat room loved Elecktra. Gustav says, Elecktra had a huge single last year after being on Drag Race Sweden. And Neil says, the bookies seem to know the result last year. Andy says, good evening. You're a bit late, Andy. But anyway, thanks for that. And Mick Ward says, yet again, my twoest lowest scorers in the second chance went through to the final. I am doomed. Dom's in the house. Dom says, ESC, that's what's going on in Sweden. Correct. And then Gustav's followed up by saying, Elecktra did perform with After Dark for like 10 years. No one's shocked. Back to you, Tom.
Oh, thank you, Steve. Do you know what? I'd forgotten how great your opinions on Melfest actually are. Thanks for commenting in the chat. There's over 300 of you, which is great. I know Elliot's got a comment to make on the production. I'm going to throw the spotlight on him.
Yeah, my main question is the VT last night. Why are they in a therapy circle? Like, why are they in a sports hall in a row chair, like all talking? Like, because I joined slightly late, and I joined like halfway through Marcus and Martinus, and I was like, I feel like I just walked in on something I shouldn't have, and I should slowly just back out the room. Like, what the hell was that? But they're all going round, and at one point, obviously, Chelsea hugs Annika when she clearly talks about something going for life. Like, is this like an AA meeting or something I've just stumbled into by mistake, and SVT forgot to do anything else? Like, fuck it, we'll just use this. What was that? I am so confused.
Personally, I have no idea. I don't speak Swedish. Sean, any ideas?
No.
Alina, any ideas?
Sorry, I was distracted. What are we talking about? I'm so sorry.
Glad to see you listening when I talk, Alina. That makes me feel great about myself.
Well,
you know
that's
what?
for the bloopers reel.
Was every other big arena not available last night? Because it must have been, because, yeah, no, not again.
You hung on Elliot's every word. It's fine. Don't worry.
To be honest, I did take 2 years of Swedish, so maybe I should translate it, but I have no idea what you guys are talking about right now.
Well, Elliot wanted to know about them sitting around in a circle. They were sat around in some kind of therapy circle. And Elliot was like, what's all that about? Gustav reckons, and I saw it in the comments, I think, Steve, if you want to flash that up again, because they wanted us to ask the question tonight. But we were just asking if you knew what it was all about. That was simply it.
No.
Oh well.
And no one cared.
Right. Okay, guys, let's move on. The two songs direct to final last night were Marcus and Martinus and Medina. Let's take a listen to their songs now.
She gon' chew you up, leave you empty hollow, and she'll spit you out. She's unforgettable. You better know she's dangerous. She is unforgettable. She's unforgettable.
Marcus and Martinus!
There we have it, the two songs. Each and every one, I think, unforgettable. Although, to be fair, I did prefer Sera. I'm wondering if one of the panelists would just join me in a little experiment. Any volunteers? No,
What are
they
you
look
doing
really
now, Tom?
nervous. I haven't told
I
them
don't
about any of
trust
it.
you, Tom.
Go on then.
Oh,
I'll
Stu-
take.
Stu-
What's this
Stu's gonna do it.
experiment, Tom?
Yeah, I don't
Right,
trust
can you
you.
just turn yourself
The last
to your
time you
side?
said this to me, you turned the lights out and said, "Grab a hold of this. It's the banisters." What's this experiment you want to talk about?
I just want you to turn side on for me.
Side on.
Side on. Then
Yeah.
turn your head round so you're facing us. Chin up slightly.
And the other one.
Piss off, Sean.
Then just pout for us. There you go. You've got the Martin and Martinus look straight away. Look, that's basically what they were doing in the background of each other last night. But look, I loved Marcus and Martinus' song last night. Stu, what about you? Especially now you've got the look as well to go with it.
No, look, they're phenomenal, aren't they? They're you forget how good they are. They were so good last year, and if it weren't for a phenomenal Eurovision winner that will be iconic till the end of time, maybe, just maybe, we might have seen those two scampy Norwegian twins at Eurovision, but we didn't. We might still see them at Eurovision this year. Who knows? But they are, and this is one for Alina, they are the biggest Eric Sada wannabes going, aren't they? I can just imagine they go to bed every night with an Eric Sada poster just above their bed, just facing them, and he's smiling down at them,
Living my dream.
giving them a cheeky wink, Elliot, wink. And I could just imagine them singing "Man Boy" to sleep, every single night. Good use of dark staging, great lighting. I mean, that is how you do a production. That really is. That is a phenomenal piece of staging from Sweden, which is ironic, really, because the song's called Unforgettable, and I personally think it's quite forgettable. But I do think the staging brings it on. I think it makes it what it is. Yeah, I think it's a really, really good entry. Really good entry. Do you want me to quickly talk about Medina while I'm here?
Well, do you know what? Since we got you on camera, I might as well.
Yeah, Medina. I saw Gustav in the chat saying he's in love with it. I'm not. I'm sick and tired of Sweden keep sending Latin songs. It doesn't work. Every year I say the same sodding thing. Stop sending Latin songs. There you go. That's what I had to say.
I quite liked it. I was going to drag you on the dance floor for that one as well. Just saying. I'll tell you what. You've mentioned Alina. Let's go straight to Alina. Are Martin and Martinus the new Eric Sada?
No one can replace Eric Sada for me, but I did love it. Oh, I have seen my winners this year because there were two of them. But anyway, I loved it so much. And it's like Stuart said, the camera work makes it even better. And I do think the song is not unforgettable. And also, maybe I'm just as delusional as fuck, but I can imagine they're singing about me like she's unforgettable. Like it ticks my it ticks my boxes. So yeah, they are my winner this year, and I really, 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 really hope they're going to Eurovision. Although I'm gonna be jealous because I'm not gonna be at pre-parties and I will not have a picture with them. So that's something I need to forget. Otherwise, the Medina one, I'm just not on board with Stuart. I really like the Latin songs in Melodifestivalen. Maybe that's just me being cheesy as fuck with Melodifestivalen, but I like it. And when I saw the title, I was like, "Que sera, sera?" Doris Day, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Doris Day.
Yeah. And then I heard the song and I was like, it's maybe I'm just bad in Swedish, but I thought it was like kind of the same vibe and like lyric wise, but it's like in a modern day coach, and I really loved it. And also, I'm so happy that I'm not the only one who's mentioning Eric Saade at this show. So, hence, yeah, I'm happy.
You are so easily pleased. Uh, Troy, let's come over to you. I'm going to pick you up on a comment that's been made in the chat room. Obviously, Martinus are Norwegians. Would the Swedes let two Norwegians represent them in Malmö when it's being held in Sweden?
You never know. You never know anything. Anything could happen. But all I can think of with Marcus and Martinus last night was forgettable. Staging good. Last year was a lot better. Air was better for them. I honestly don't think it will win next week. So I don't know. I would prefer someone else other than them, because if they had something better than Air, no problems. But Air was last year. Sorry, this year's forgettable. Medina, Sera, yeah, it's that Latin boppy excitement. Yeah, not for me either.
Hey, thanks, Troy. Who should we go to next? Oh, Sean's looking quite lonely and distracted down there. Sean, do you want to try that for us? Just take yourself side on.
Well,
Side on.
I'm not
side
doing
on.
that. I'm not doing that. I got more
Why not?
tunes than the rest of you put together, so I'm not doing that. So, wow. Okay. I'm going to do it again. I've done it twice this year so far. I'm doing it again. But Marcus and Martinus, Unforgettable. Oh my God! And relax. It was just amazing. I mean, Air last year, that was a fantastic song, a brilliant performance. But this time, it was just visually stunning. It's Melfest at its best. The lighting, the camera work, the stage, all the stages, the graphics, the editing, the dancers, the song. It's got it all. It's got winner written all over it. I love how it starts off and it's in a real narrow corridor and then widens as the performance unfolds. You think, where did them dancers come from? Another sort of magic moment there. The vocals are on point all the way through, which is amazing given the energies needed for the dance routine. Truly unforgettable. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It was brilliant. It's got a winner written all over that song. Just also another side note to Jimmy the Joker Thornfelt, one of the songwriters. He's had an amazing year as far as Melfest concerned. This guy's is a huge songwriter. He's written for One Direction and J-Lo and Lady Gaga and Pitbull and Enrique Iglesias. And he's had 6 songs in Melfest this year, and 5 have got through to the final. I mean, it's just, it's just brilliant. And I think it's brilliant. I think it might win it. I've got another favourite in there, which we'll maybe talk about a bit later on. But I think Marcus and Martinus are probably front runners. And the question about will Swedes vote for them seeing that the Norwegian? Well, they did last night. And they did last year. They came second last year. So why can't they win it? I think they can. Medina, yeah, it's not my cup of tea, but it goes big in the hall. It looks fantastic on TV. It's full of energy. You can see why they qualified. It's not going to win. Marcus or Martinus are the ones to do it.
Hey, there we go. Thanks, Sean. Very much team Marcus and Martinus. Elliot, are you team Marcus and Martinus?
God, no. Let's just get that said straight away. I looked at this and I agreed with my friend when they said, who let the twinks in the server room? Because that's what it looked like. The production on the staging of it, yes, was very good. The song itself, yeah, nothing we haven't heard before. Like I said, it's Elecktra, just not as good. And when they have a Frederick Schemper medley where Manboy appeared as well, you could hear it. It got second last year, I know. That's because there's literally nothing else to go against Loreen. So who the fuck cared who came second, third, and fourth? Like, honest to God, they didn't give a damn. This year, much bigger names in that final, they're not going to win. And I think the running rules also shows that as well, which we'll get into a bit. It's not bad, but I don't know what it is. There's just something about them that irritates me. To me, they're not likable. The song's fine, but I couldn't tell you a single lyric from that song. It's typical noughties boy band lyrics, really, like She's Unforgettable. Yeah, it's shit we've all heard before for the last 25 years. It's nothing new. Medina, good fun. Vocals were a bit of a mess last night, to be honest. They sounded better a lot before, and I think that's why they very nearly didn't make it, because although it was good fun and great parties on stage, yeah, it didn't capture that same sort of energy and fun that their song 2 years ago had, I think. I didn't like the backdrop and everything they had. I don't know why. It just felt all a bit too cartoonish. So I'm not surprised these two went through, because when you looked at the lineup, it was like, right, these two are the two to go through, and then you've got 4 debutants who are going to be fighting it out. So in SVT's head, it worked how they wanted it, but it wasn't as straightforward as I think. And I think next weekend, these two won't do as well as people are anticipating, because the competition, especially the twins have got this year, is a lot higher than last year. Last year, it was only really Loreen. This year, they've got about 4 or 5 others. And the biggest one for this sort of song is Maria Sir. And I'm sure she will agree with this. Maria Sir is better than them.
Hey, thanks, Elliot. Stu, what they're saying in the chat room?
Oh, you caught me off guard. I was just replying. There's a lot of activity in the chat room, Tom. I know exactly why you came to me, and I'm not going to put that naughty little comment up from certain James Ashton on screen. But what I will say is there seems to be a lot of love for Eminem, which I assume they're talking about Marcus and Martinus, and they're not just hungry and just have gone for some scram. You know, everyone likes a few nuts occasionally. But there we go. That's what the chat room is saying. Not really. I couldn't give a toss what they're saying, actually, but there we go. Back to you, Tom.
Oh, no, we love people contributing in the chat room. Please bombard Stu with even more.
They know I'm joking. I love the chatters in the chat room. Not really. I can't
course.
stand them.
Ginger Jesus welcomes all people. Guys, let's gather you round for a group therapy session. Where am I? Oh, look, I'm there. Let's move me into the centre. There we go. We saw Freddie Kemp being inducted into the Hall of Fame. And just to pick up on Neil's comment there, I mean, we had a medley of songs there. Guys, favourite Freddie Kemp song? Sean, go.
Do you want me to sing it? Oh no, I better not. Love War. Love War.
Love War.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know what? A very classy song.
Yeah. Love it.
It's
great as mum. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love a bit of that.
Yeah.
Fantastic song.
Yeah, fabulous. Elena.
I did not watch that part. I'm sorry.
Shock horror.
I was
Shock
uploaded.
horror. If you want, I can nominate you a song,
Yes.
which we can say was your favourite. We'll go for Bardanakna.
Why
There we
wouldn't
go.
you choose
Sammy
the Eric Sade one?
Yeah,
Popular.
yeah, it was
Well, man,
there
boy,
was
just
there.
two.
It was
Oh yeah,
Man Boy and
yeah.
Popular. In actual fact, I was doing Alina a favour by forcing her not to choose. See?
Okay.
Elliot.
Either Undo or the song by Kristen and Paolo. I do think Kristen's probably one of the most underrated singers in Sweden and should come back, because it's been nearly 10 years and she sounded fantastic last night. So yeah, probably her.
Hey, cool. Troy?
It's better. I'm like Helena. Unfortunately, I missed that section because I was running around doing other things, cooking dinner at my place. And then went, oh, I think I'm missing something. And went, oh. Expletive, expletive, expletive. So, yes.
Oh, there we go. And Stu?
Well, look, maybe it's not his best work because he didn't even qualify for the final. But in 2004, he debuted as a singer on a piano with the song Finally. And I love it. To this day, I still love it. I'm sure most can't stand it. Certainly no one voted for it, but I still think it's a beautiful song. And it's my favorite. It's a young Frederick Shemper, whatever he's called. And by the way, I was only joking in the chat room. I think I might have offended a few people, so I'm going to run and hide.
Oh, just keep the comments coming forward. Stu loves you all. I think I'm going to agree with Gustav in the chat and go for Undo. Second place, probably joint second place for Man Boy, Popular, Academia. There were so many. I mean, if you are someone who with Melfest last night was like, do you know what? I'm not going to watch it live. I'm just going to watch it on catch up, and just breezed through the songs and didn't watch the induction into the Hall of Fame. I implore you now, go and watch the induction into the Hall of Fame. The medley they did, absolutely superb. Absolutely amazing, and it was great to see him inducted into the Hall of Fame.
That choir was brilliant as well, weren't they, Tom? The choir.
They were amazing.
Yeah.
They were absolutely amazing. They had a choir who sung loads of them, songs that you have never heard in that form before. I mean, Man Boy was done as a choir piece, as was Popular. But then also, Sanna Nilsson did pop up to sing Undo as well, which was also brilliantly fantastic to see. Guys, we digress. Right. I've gathered you all for this therapy session today, to look at the Melfest qualifying round. Yes, over the last few weeks, 2 songs from each week have been put forward to a second chance round. This was bolted on to last night's Melodifestivalen, of which 2 entries went through. Let's take a look and see how this unfolded.
I give it all to you. I give it all to you. I will be forever yours. And I can feel it in my bones. Breaking through. Then shout it out, 'cause I know you wanted me to cry in silence. Vi ska sjunga, vi är fria. Låt mig älska dig tills mina lungor läker. Make a storm, but I won't shake me. No matter what you do, I run right back to you. The show has just begun.
Back to my roots med J. Smith. 129 poäng. Light med Annika Wickihalder. 138 poäng. Grattis Annika! Rätt till finalen.
Even if I will crush and burn, even if I will end up hurt, I'll find the light.
Med Fröken Snusk. 124 poäng, och det här betyder ju att det är J. Smith som tar den sista.
There we go. Last night's 2-second chance finalist going through to the final. Do you know what? It's that $6.99 balaclava again. Let's go straight to Sean.
Good. I'm glad you didn't leave me till last because it's sweating in this thing. Oh, I've only had to get my money's worth, didn't I? Because, I think I'm in the 14-day period where I can send it back if it goes off tomorrow. So I might just send it back to Amazon. Oh, you know what? It was controversial, wasn't it? I just want to talk about maybe some of the songs, first of all, before we get onto the issue. I really like Forever Yours by Elisa Lindström. I thought it was a really good song. Look at me here. What's going on? And The Silence After You by Dear Sara. I thought that was really, really good. Circus X, Scarlet. Again, that song's phenomenal for the last minute, but not for the whole 3 minutes. And we only got like a 40-second clip of each song last night. And I think that's probably what kind of undid, Fröken Snusk last night, to be honest. Because if you think about it, I'm thinking that all her fans would have tuned in for a performance a couple of weeks ago. And, they would have been, are they really going to tune in for a 40-second recap if they're not going to get a full performance? Anyway, those are my thoughts, to be honest. I think that there is a controversial issue there where two acts got 235 points and Jay went through. So, yeah, I can imagine why she's very disappointed, Fröken Snusk. As am I, because I don't get to wear this next week either.
This is true. I mean, people do feel free to come in on this. I would like more of a kind of roundtable discussion because, I mean, I'm assuming that Jay went forward based on the fact that he got more votes last night than he did in his heat vote.
So,
but at the same time, should there have been a mechanism whereby the votes for Heat 5 were taken down even more on account of the fact that they'd had a full performance that evening, whereas the others hadn't?
This is where it gets complicated because I asked Ben about this, Ben Robertson, who's obviously very involved with SVT, and he said for 2 weeks he bugged the media team up, what if there's a tie in this runoff? What if there's a tie? What if there's a tie? Because I think he was the only one that sort of forced about it, at which point SVT did say the votes cast in this voting period is the decider. Because, again, to Sean's point, if we go back on the old system and probably looking for a lot of things, Fröken Snusk probably worse in the top two in her semi-final. We're going on just votes because she's got a huge fan base. That's why she was top of that leaderboard. It was all broke down in the amount of votes they got, sort of thing. It's very convoluted. But in that respect, I saw a lot of the acts pushing last night to tune in and watch. Like Scarlet were doing a lot. I saw Adam Wood saying it. So they were saying it's tonight to vote for us. The issue is they did this massive long recap section and then they cut back into the studio and then 20 seconds later the vote's closing. So if you're thinking, right, I'm going to use this to really remember and hone in on stuff, that's not enough time then to go right, these two quick go. So that is a bit ridiculous. I understand also the aspect of you've seen the whole performance from Jay and Annika tonight as alone as compared to say Adam and Elisa a month ago. I get that. But in the same vein, if you love the songs enough, you'd already have them downloaded and listening to them. So it is difficult. What I would have done instead, and you know what, who cares? We have 2 extra songs in the finals. Just put the top 4 through, because trying to pick 2 from that 10 was incredibly difficult, as we saw last night. It was really hard to call. I would have loved to have Scarlet in. I think they're one of the best of the entire series, to be honest. It was diverse, it was different. They can both sing incredibly well, and as a performance and a song, it's really good. It's a shame they missed out, but it's how it is. And I don't think them having an extra song or 2 more would really hurt the runtime or people would care much. I don't understand why they brought the system in, and that's where I think Carlin maybe needs to take a step back. I mean, ever since she's taken it from Felicity Bjorkman, Melodifestivalen hasn't been working. The song quality has dipped. We know it. They got 1 good result in Lorraine, true, but she had to be really convinced to come and take part. And they're just trying these new formats with the second chance, which don't always work. Like the format they did for the last 2 years was fine. I don't know why they've changed it. And I think they should have done it probably tonight. Open up the vote, give them 24 hours, invite them into the SVT studio and announce the top 2 there. Give them more than literally 5 minutes and say this add-on that you've bolted on. And if you want to get conspiracy, say Circus X and Fröken Snusk were the 2 that went through. Their mics and everything haven't been rigged up to fit their voices and that sound system. It's from 2 separate weeks, so it hasn't been dialed in. Whereas Jay and Annika, the production team already had all their levels sorted, so they could do that winner's reprise easily. That's if you really want to delve deeper into it. But, you know, how would you be able to set them up for two acts who didn't have to do any of the rehearsals the last 4 days? That's just my theory on it.
I'm sure the other acts would have actually rehearsed doing their sort of reprise at the end, and they would have got the sound level sorted. And I'm sure they must have done. They're not going to have 8 acts unrehearsed. Do you know what I mean?
Let's bring Stu in on this. What do you reckon, Stu?
So I thought for a while, do we actually even need a second chance round? It's a waste of everybody's time. Very few winners ever win. Gustav quite rightly put the point around Robin from 2013 in the chat. Fair enough. But in reality, very few winners ever win. Do we really care? We already got rid of and dumped some of these songs out already. Do we really need to hear from them again? No, not really. 5 weeks already. We've got 10 good songs in the final. That should be enough. You're going to pick one anyway. So let's just have the 10. Let's forget it. Let's kill the idea of a wild card, of a second chance round. Besides which, and again, I agree with Gustav. Wow, what an evening. I've agreed with Gustav twice. He's right when he talks about subconscious bias, because what he's actually saying is, if you, regardless of what Ellis just said about, you know, mics and everything, if you've just voted for 2 songs, you're going to vote for them again. Everything else doesn't matter. So it's subconscious bias. Doesn't work. To be honest, I don't really care. To be honest, I'm happy with the 10 songs that made it to the final. Yes, Annika, I think, song is really, really strong. But I'm happy if you just have 10 songs in the final. Does it really matter? Not really.
Alina, any comments?
Not really. Like I get where Stu is coming from, Elliot is coming from, but I do love the Andra Juansen round, like when it was back in the old days. Like now I don't get the new system, but I did love like the extra show, the Andra Juansen. Maybe it's just me because I'm just in love with Melodifestivalen and the whole selection of their Eurovision journey. But yeah, I would love to see Andra Juansen back when it was a few years ago.
Yeah, I would love to see the Jules back, actually. Troy, final thoughts?
Yeah, I think Jules would be good because it then challenges, as long as they don't put 2 bloody good songs against each other.
Yeah, true.
And the Chanson would be great again.
Yeah, but it was the acts who wanted the Jules gone. They didn't like it. It was the artists themselves saying it felt a bit unfair, because obviously a lot of them are also friends as well, so it felt like it was a bit mean. I just wish last night Sweden used this opportunity to take a risk and send 2 more to give themselves a more diverse final. They weren't going to win, yeah, but at least to make the show a bit more interesting. If you've got something as bonkers as Fröken Snusk and something as, you know, mad as Scarlet, I think that would have made at least the final a bit more interesting than 2, let's be honest, as good as they were, quite vanilla songs and already quite a vanilla lineup of the final.
This
would have been brilliant for it because it would have been something different.
She would have been your show closer. It was an obvious show closer, and I think the production were kind of banking on her making it through. Go, right, there's our closer, because they like to close with a song in Swedish, and they've lost it.
This is really true, guys. Now, we're going on to the final lineup, and I think you're right. It would have been nice if we'd have had a final of 12 songs, as opposed to 10. Was I a fan of the second chance way they did it last night? No, I kind of find myself agreeing with Elliot in that maybe that is something that should have hung over till today. Or as Norway did, they did it on a Monday night when they did a second chance round, if we remember, for their wild card. And I think that would have been fairer on the acts as well. However, SVT have released the running final for Melfest, and since we've spent every Sunday night here on ESC Fan TV with a variety of panelists discussing Melfest, let's take a look at the actual running order of the final, the songs in the running order, and let's nail down some predictions, guys. I am looking for your top 3. Okay, your top 3 Melfest results. And if you want, you can predict last place and whether or not they will beat Paul Ray getting just 1 point. Right, okay. Let's take a look. Right, that is all 12 songs in order. I hope you were taking notes. I think some of those songs hit better than others in the order. Who should we start with first? The panel looks so nervous. Let's get Alina's predictions first.
Okay, so I thought about this morning because I knew you were gonna ask this question. So this was my take on before actually seeing and remembering who is all in the final. So my third place would go to Liamo. My second place would go to fuck, I forgot her name. Maria.
Maria Sera.
Yes. And yeah, my first place would be Marcus and Martinus. But also, can I just mention it's going to be like a wonderful final next week. Like I'm really gonna enjoy it. And my last place, to be honest, I think it would be Lisa Ajax because I still think it's weird for a pregnant lady being pregnant on stage singing "You're such an awful liar." Like you should be happy and sing another song, but not like sing "You're such an awful liar." Like, women, you're pregnant, and also like being pregnant and going to Eurovision, isn't that a risk? Like, I mean,
Could be. The song might get through, but she might end up singing it, potentially. Troy, predictions. What are you thinking?
Oh, buddy. I think last place, I could see Jacqueline. Effortless. Just, I don't like it, but it's not my cup of tea. But hey, someone in Sweden loved it. So, top three. As much as I hate to say it, Marcus and Martinus are going to have to be in the mix. They have got the package, as they say. They've got the song, they've got the staging, they've got everything there. What more can you ask for? It would be unforgettable. But I really like either Liamo or Maria Sir. I would love Maria Sir to get it.
Okay, Maria Sir for the win. Stu, let's go on to you.
I actually think it's a really easy one. I think it's a really, really easy Melfest this year. Top three, no question, will be Maria Sir, Marcus and Martinus, and Danny Salcedo. Be those three. There'll be quite a distance between the rest, I'm afraid. And isn't it ironic? Isn't it ironic that there's two of those artists are not even from Sweden this year? There you go. Mark my words. Top three, Danny Salcedo, Marcus and Martinus, Maria Sir. By the way, Maria Sir's song is incredible. And if I was a betting man, I would bet that they'll give it to the two Norwegian twins. But Maria Sir's song is better and would do better in the final.
And Stu, your last place, don't forget.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Probably be Lisa Axe because I think it looks out of place when you listen to those songs. And it's on second and everyone forgets the second song. So let's go Lisa Axe. I love her, by the way. Should have won her first time of taking part in Melfest, but wasn't to be.
Okay. Elliot.
Yeah, so last I've got either Lisa Ajax for those reasons, so the running order doesn't help it at all, or Cassiopeia, just because the juries don't really go for her music. I remember 2 years ago, she didn't do well at all in the jury vote. I know she wrote Tattoo, but this song is for a very unique market. I think it's safe to say with Cassie. Third, I think will be Marcus and Martinus, just because they'll do well with both. Second, I'm saying Liamu, but I'm saying Liamu will win the jury vote because he always does very well in the jury and the televote tank him. And the winner, I think, is a song that no one's really talking about, is Smash Into Pieces. I think, because obviously last year they came third, they did very, very well. They won their semi-final in the first heat. I can see them taking it. I would have thought Maria Sir had a chance, but they clearly hated the fact she opened her semi-final. Now she's opening the final as well. So I don't know who she's pissed off, but she's clearly upset someone because, yeah. But yeah, I think looking at that running order, I think it is between Smash Into Pieces and Liamu, because the winner normally comes from that 9-10 range or Song 4, like Robin Benson did, and the Mamas both came from Song 4. So you don't have to go late to win.
Very good point. Very good point. And to be fair, I'd be really happy to see Smash Into Pieces win. I loved their song last year, and I love their song this year as well. Sean, I've left you till last.
Well, my top three. I love Maria Sir when I'm gone. I think that's really good. But I've got a joint top three: Annika, Wickihalder, and Light. I mean, when I listened to that, I actually sort of mentioned the Mamas just a few minutes ago. And yeah, Elliot, you know, when you said the Mamas, it just clicked. If you heard you could hear the Mamas on Annika's song. Definitely.
Is it because it's a gospel song you instantly attribute it to the Mamas?
No,
it's like
but
everyone seems to do now.
Okay, well, it just sounds mama-ish.
I think she'll be fourth. I think, yeah, she's like a sleeper hit in the final as well.
Yeah. Jacqueline, Effortless. I know a lot of people don't like this song, but I thought the staging for that was epic. I just thought the whole thing was brilliant. That's my second place. After yesterday, it's going to be Marcus and Martinus for me. Unforgettable. I think that they're probably going to win it. Definitely going to win it. Definitely. I'm just gutted I'm not going to be there like I normally am. Last place. Oh, I've got a last place, but I don't think it'll be last place. My last place is Danny Saucedo this time around. That might surprise a few people. And what it is, they pissed me off because he's a good fit-looking guy, and they've thrown him on there in a tracksuit. And he's a dancer. This guy's a phenomenal dancer. They've given him a song and he doesn't dance in it. And I mean, just play to your strengths. He's an artist that's got those amazing skills. Show them off, and they're not doing it. So that's why I'm really annoyed at the whole production this year for Danny. His staging is crap, the song's average, and he doesn't dance or show any flesh. But I think...
Can I say I admire the confidence and the balls that he knew he was going to get through, that he could walk on stage in a little tracksuit, and he still won his semi-final. That takes some real confidence and bollocks, and I kind of respect him for that.
Fine, yeah, but I don't have to like it. But I think last place will be Lisa Ajax, I'm afraid.
Cheers, Sean. Personally, my prediction, see, I think Marcus and Martinus have got it kind of like in the bag, but I think Smash Into Pieces are going to chase them for that, along with Jacqueline as well. Do you know what, though? I think we could be in for a shock for last place. And it's the song that's on 10th. And when listening back to it, I think Liamu might be in for a shock way down the table this year. I don't think that's going to set the borderline. Which probably means he's probably going to Malmö. But we all know my predictions are worth diddly squat. If you were a betting man, you take what I say, reverse it, and then, you know, you are a rich person. Stu, what are the chat room saying?
Well, everyone's saying that it's going to be Marcus and Martania, or Eminem. Let's call them Eminem, so I can't even be bothered to pronounce their names now. It's so late. But basically, Eminem are going to win. I think we've all said Eminem are in the top three. So by all probability, they're going to win it, aren't they? And also someone made the comment of saying that usually the winner of Heat 4 or Heat 5 in this instance goes on to win Melodifestivalen. So I don't know if that's actually a stat or someone just made it up. Oh, it's Neil Fulcher's stats. Someone verify that. But
Neil's very good with stats. And to be fair,
used to be, but it's not been as common.
The Mamas were the first
song.
Yeah,
of the
first song
entire
was first. Yeah, they were. Yeah, when they won.
Sister came from the third heat. Robin Benson was like the second heat. So it used to be, but in the last few years, it's not been as common. I think some of that has been sparked up with Lorraine last year. But more often than not now, the added pressure of being the last song has kind of made people falter. So we'll see.
Yeah, Katarina's just corrected us and said it's no stat, it's a fact. So there you go.
Let's face it, John Lundvik was the last song on in the semi-final 4. He won, which is the fascinating stat, isn't it? Because the last song of Melodifestivalen in 2019 went to Eurovision, as did the first song of Melodifestivalen 2020 had 2020's contest took place. Also won and went through. Anyway, guys, it's been over an hour. There have been at times over 400 of you watching, and thank you so much for joining us this evening. It's fabulous to see you all. I hope you have enjoyed our rundown of Melfest. We are back next week. To check out our social media channels, find out the latest, keep the conversation going. Facebook, X, or Twitter as they call it, Mastodon, TikTok. You will find us on all reputable social media channels. As always, Melfest final rundown is next week, 8 o'clock UK time, 9 p.m. Central European time. And aside from thanking everyone in the chat room for their company this evening, I also need to thank my wonderful panel. Big thanks to Troy.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, guys. Have a good evening. And next week's going to be fun.
Hey, big thanks to Elliot.
Thank you, guys. God knows why there's 400 of you watching us, but we really appreciate it, and it's all love. Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been great fun. Me and my aging are going to just go crawl into dust now in the corner. Thank you.
Oh, it was his birthday, by the way, on Friday, guys. So if you do want to wish him happy birthday in the chat room, you have just a few moments. Also, goodbye to Alina as well. Thanks for coming on again.
Thanks for having me, and I will look forward to next week because it will be exciting. Because normally my favorites don't win this year in their national selection, so I'm very, very curious and excited for next week.
Someone else who provides the kiss of death to Axe. This could be interesting. Also, big thanks to Sean, who also, I have to say, also did all the videos tonight. Massive thanks, Sean.
Oh, you're welcome. Enjoyed it. Oh, thanks for having me on. It's been brilliant. Thanks everybody for watching. It's been amazing. And next week's going to be unforgettable.
Hey, and as always, and oh, do you know what? How many times have I actually said this year? I haven't. First time ever. A massive thanks to my co-host Stu.
Huge thanks to you, Tom. It's been really weird and surreal doing this again. It's the first show I've done this whole season, and it's been odd and fun, and weirdly, I've missed it in a weird kind of a way. So huge thanks to everyone in the chat room. It really has been fun tonight. Keep watching. Make sure you click the like button, subscribe. Can you believe we've been going 5 bloody years doing this? Huge thanks to Sean. Great videos, and thanks for picking that all up. And yeah, keep coming on. Keep watching shows. Keep telling us what you think. Keep commenting. We're here for you. Back to you, Tom.
Hey, cheers, Stu. And all that's left for me to say is we'll see you next week. Thanks very much, and see you on the socials. Bye-bye.
Bye.